ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। सुखं नित्यं स्वप्रकाशं व्यापकं नाम रूपयोः अधिष्ठानं बुद्ध्यबोध्यं बुद्धिर्द्रव्यत्तु निर्मलम् अपारं सर्ववेदान्तवेद्यं प्रत्यक्परं महः तदेवाहं न मत्तोऽन्यदिति मे निश्चिता मतिः। We are seeing the topic of Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana, Lakshanam. The definition of Shravana, listening, definition of Mananam, reflection, deliberation, and also Nididhyasanam, the definition of contemplation. And in that we are seeing Manana Lakshanam. And what is Manana? Definition of Mananam: Anusandhanam, mentally dwelling upon Brahmatmaikya, oneness of Brahma and Atma. Which Brahma? Advitiya Brahma. Oneness between non-dual Brahman and the Self. How that deliberation or dwelling upon this oneness is to be done? Yukti bihi, by logic, with the help of reasoning. And reasoning is of two types: Pratyak Brahma Aikya Sadhaka and Tadbheda Badhaka. The reasoning which is establishing, helping us to see the oneness between the inner self and Brahma. And also the reasoning which is dismissing the difference between the two. And in that connection, we are seeing Pratyak Brahma Aikya Sadhaka Yukti, the reasoning which is helping us to see how there is oneness between the inner self and Brahma. And in that, three yuktis are given in the form of three pramanas: Anumana, Upamana, Arthapatti. Yesterday we saw about Arthapatti. Arthapatti is translated in English as presumption, postulation. And the Arthapatti, the nature of Arthapatti we saw: Upapadya Jnanena Upapadaka Kalpanam. By the knowledge of the effect, we presume, we understand the cause. By the knowledge of the effect, we get the knowledge of the cause. Based on this logic, that effect is not possible without the cause. Something has happened, there must be a cause. So, based on this reasoning, that effect cannot be there without the cause being there, based on this logic, from the knowledge of effect, we get the knowledge of the cause. And that knowledge of the cause is called Arthapatti Prama. And the means, Upapadya Jnanam, the knowledge of the effect, accompanied by this reasoning, that effect is not possible without the cause. These two things together becomes Arthapatti Pramana. So knowledge of the effect along with this reasoning that effect is not possible without the cause. And we saw the stock example is what? A person is not eating during the daytime, still is very fat. And that is not possible without eating during night. You must be eating during night. And they say when you eat during night, it causes more fat. Why? Because you don't have other activity. Daytime you eat some walk also. But then some calories will be burnt. You have eaten and not done anything. That full calorie, it will go directly to your belly. So अब सो रहे हैं ना तो वही काम करता है. So he does that. Thus, a person having this fatness, stoutness, without eating during the day, that is what upapadya effect. And that is leading us to the postulation that he must be eating during night. That Ratri Bhojana Jnanam is Arthapatti Prama. And Diva Bhunjanasya Pinatvam, the fatness of a person who is not eating during the day, that is Upapadya Jnanam. And along with this Upapadya Jnanam, with the Anyathanupapatti reasoning is Arthapatti Pramana. Alright. So just as without eating during the night, Devadatta cannot be fat. Similarly, Shruti is doing the Ninda. Shruti is criticizing the duality. And Shruti being Pramana will not create something which is real. If the division was real, Shruti would not have criticized duality. Shruti is criticizing duality, therefore it must not be real. So, the criticism done by Shruti is what? Upapadya. See, knowledge of the criticism done by Shruti is Upapadya. And what is Upapadaka? That Bheda is Mithya. If Bheda was not Mithya, Shruti would not have done the criticism of duality. But Shruti is doing that. And therefore what? It must be Mithya. Like a good doctor who is my well-wisher, he is criticizing my habit of eating too much sweet. Then I should do Arthapatti. What? It must not be good for me. Since he is criticizing, oh, you are eating too much sweet, you are becoming like a ball. So and this criticism shows what? It must not be good for me. So it is not good for me, therefore he is criticizing. And therefore I presume it is not good for me. That is how the Lakshana of Shishya is. That the teacher said this is not correct. That is good enough. It is not that teacher has to say, therefore you should not do it. That then his student is a Manda Adhikari or Madhyam Adhikari. Uttam Adhikari what? Only it is told it is not good. Etavat eva paryaptam. That is enough. If you have to tell, therefore you should not do, never you should do, whether I am there or not, in my absence you should not do, in my presence you should not do, all this is not required. Only this much. This is not good. That is good enough. That shouting at someone is not considered good. That is good enough. Not that, oh, inquiry Swamiji, when did you see me shouting? All this is not required. Because the student thinks that my Swamiji did not see. How come he is telling? So therefore he is asking. All these are not required. He said, or she said, good enough. Anyway, so Shruti is criticizing Veda, and that criticism will not be tenable if Dvaitam was not Mithya. And Shruti is criticizing, therefore Dvaitam must be Mithya. Alright, and thus, lastly it was said, Yatha Devadatta Sharira Gata Peenatva Buddhya Bhojana Bhava Buddhihi Badhyate. Just as by the knowledge of the fatness of Devadatta, here a little bit Vedantic, So fatness of the body of Devadatta. Devadatta तो थी नहीं है. So क्योंकि वो आत्मा है ना. So Devadatta Shariragata Pinatva Buddhya, by the idea of the fatness obtaining in the body of Devadatta, Bhojana Bhava Buddhihi, the understanding of or the misconception of the absence of eating during night is Badhyate. Means what? Bhojana Buddhi Sadhyate. Okay. Means he is fat without eating during the day, therefore it is not possible that he is not eating during night. That's what it means. Means he is eating during night. So, Vichara Devadatta is really tortured, no? You must be eating night, you must be eating night. Evam, similarly, Bheda Dehi api Badhyate. Similarly, the idea of duality is dismissed by what? Shruti Bihi. By Shruti, Neha Nanasti Kinchana Neti Neti. So Shruti is dismissing the duality by such sentences, and this dismissal by Shruti, dismissal of division by Shruti will not be possible if Bheda Buddhi was Prama, Bheda Buddhi was right. Shruti is dismissing. Shruti should not have dismissed if Bheda Buddhi was right. But Shruti is dismissing. Therefore what? Bheda Buddhi is not correct. So Bheda Buddhi Badhyate. Idam cha yuktitrayam abheda sadhakam. This threefold reasoning is establishing the non-division, means oneness of Jiva and Ishvara, oneness of Jiva Jagat Ishvara. Either way we can say. Alright, now the next one. Bheda Badhaka Yuktaya. We have seen that in Mananam we use two types of reasoning. One is to establish oneness, other is to dismiss Bheda. So now second one. Bheda Badhaka Yuktaya. The reasoning which is negating Bheda. Bheda means division. We have got a sense of duality very, very strong. How much division we create? I am Indian, this is foreigner, I am Brahmana, this is not Brahmana, I am male, he is not male, she is not male. All this, my God, we have so much division. Division or division. Even clothes we have division. This is for going out, this is for wearing each other. This is for bigger occasion, this is for small occasion. Oh my God, so much division in there. That is okay, that doesn't create problem. That also sometimes create problem for some people, that somebody brings that sari. Why did you bring this? It is not for out going out. This problem is there. Bheda Buddhi is very there. Even in the rice they make Bheda, you know that? In big this feast, they will offer rice. So in one time itself we will take, because next time come on. So in rice, then you will make division. This is for sambar, this is for rasam, this is for curd. They make division. Division or division. So Bheda Buddhi is very, very entrenched. It is very much ingrained. The sense of duality. I am different, everything is different. So it needs to be hammered by yukti. So Bheda Badhaka yukti. Then first one is Anumana Pramanam. This is the means of knowledge in the form of inference. What is this? Pratyak parachitoho bhedaha mithya. Upadhyadhinatvat katakasha mathakashayoho bhedavat. He is presenting anumanam, inference. In inference, first one is what? Pratigna, proposition. What is that? Pratyak parachitoho bhedaha mithya. The difference between pratyak chit, we have to do like this. Pratyak Chaitanya and Para Chaitanya means Jiva Chaitanya and Paramatma Chaitanya. The difference between the individual consciousness and the total consciousness. Jiva Chaitanya and Paramatma Chaitanya. Bheda, division is mithya, unreal. We are not telling that there is no experience of division. We are telling it mithya. Mithya means what? It really not there, appears to be there, seemingly there. Okay. Pratyak parachitaha bhedaha mithya. This is pratigna. What is the hetu? Upadya dhinatvat. Kasya bhedasya. Since bheda, the division is based on only upadhi, only based on the adjunct conditioning factor, medium. So bheda, the difference between Jiva Chaitanya and Ishvara Chaitanya, Paramatma Chaitanyam, is just based on upadhi. And therefore it is mithya. Like what? Ghatakasha Mathakashayoho Bhedavat. Like the division between pot space and room space. Space is only one, but based on the pot and based on the room, the space has got two different designations. One is called Ghatakasha, pot space, other is called Mathakasha, room space. So this, and based on that, this status, we assume the difference, that Ghatakasha is small, but Mathakasha is big, and therefore Ghatakasha and Mathakasha, they are different. But really speaking, their division is mithya. Mithya means unreal, really not there. They are only dependent on upadhi. They are based on upadhi, means intrinsically not there. Like somebody, the Swami, sometimes they will grow beard for 2 months. Then what? Next day without beard, the shaving is done. And then this person without beard, no, it looks different, but not different. So people should not stop me going to the stage. Oh no, Swami, aap kaun hai? Hamare Swami ji baad mein aayenge. Our Swami ji will come later. That type of thing will not happen. Hopefully. That also may possible. But we know it is upadhi bheda. One is the shaved face, another is unshaved face. But face is the same. So similarly, bheda is only based on upadhi. Means it is not intrinsic. Means what? It is mithya. So just as Ghatakasha and Mathakasha do not have real division, but division appears to be there based on upadhi. Since division is based only on upadhi, therefore real difference is not there. Similarly, Pratyak Chaitanyam, Jiva Chaitanyam and Ishvara Chaitanyam, they have got the division. Based on what? Based on the upadhi. Based on upadhi means based on upadhi bheda. Upadhi are different. Jiva has got only small upadhi called avidya, and Paramatma has got maya upadhi, big upadhi. And therefore Jiva looks small, Ishvara looks big. But the Chaitanyam behind both of them is one and the same. Therefore, the difference between Jivatma Paramatma is mithya. Why? Because it's based on only upadhi. It is something like, somebody has got reflected glory. Means he really doesn't have glory. Because of something, it appears to be great. Like somebody is a son-in-law of some great minister or some person. That's all. His glory is that much only. In biodata, he can write that much only. He doesn't have any degree. What he can write? I am son-in-law of so and so. That is his resume. So, nothing else. It means he himself doesn't have. When anything you have based on some incidental factor, really doesn't belong to you. That Swamiji, that person is there, I can do well. Or other way around. Swamiji, when they is there, I cannot do well. So it means it is not intrinsic. If something is intrinsic, then it is available all the time. So here, Veda is mithya. And this is the Anumana. And Anumana requires Vyapti, concomitance, invariable connection. And that is given. And Vyapti is of two types. Anvaya Vyapti, Vyatireka Vyapti. Here Anvaya Vyapti is what? Yat aupadikam bhavati, tat mithya, which is not given here. it is given at the end. Yat aupadikam tat mithya. That which is based on some extraneous factor is unreal. And that which is not aupadikam is not mithya. That is Vyatireka Vyapti. Anvaya Vyapti is what? Yat yat aupadikam tat tat mithya. Whatever is based on some external factor is unreal. Like somebody eats medicine, then only is alright. So he is not really healthy. Isn't it? When you are okay only when you take medicine. It means you are not really healthy. Healthy is what? When you don't take medicine, you are okay. And similarly, here is upadikam. Tat tat mithya. So whatever upadikam is mithya. Like what? Ghatakashayoho bheda. Ghatakasha mahakashayoho bheda is upadika. Therefore it is mithya. And now Vyatireka Vyapti. Yat na evam tan na evam. Yan evam tan evam means what? He himself, he knows that we are not so expert in logic. Therefore he explains to us. He has already told in the beginning that this text is meant for those who have not studied Nyaya so much. So therefore he remembers that. Sometimes forgets, but it's good to remember. Yat aupadikam na bhavati, tat mithya na bhavati. That which is not based on external factor means that which is intrinsic, that will not be mithya, that will not be unreal. Alright. Yatha vyavharika ghatapatadi bhedaha. The division between the empirically real pot and cloth. Ghata pata. That is that there is always a rhyming, therefore they use this word. Ghata pata matha. So that's why. So if nothing else, there is ghata and pata, what sambandha? Okay. So just as the difference between empirical objects such as pot, cloth, etc. is aupadikatva bhavat, means swabhavikatva. Because of not being based on external factor, means really being there, intrinsically being there, satyaha, it is real. Na mithya, so into Bekati writes, not unreal. Means this pot and this cloth, they are different. Is it because of some factor? This pot says, when my brother is there, no, then I am different from you. When my brother is not there, my small pot is not there, then we are one. Is it like that? No. Upadika it is not. Pot is different from this cloth, not because of some external factor. Pot is different in presence or absence of anything. This pot doesn't have to bring some factor to be different from this cloth. So therefore is aupadika it is not. That's what he said. Vyavaharika ghatapatadi bhedaha aupadikatva bhava. Because of the absence of being based on upadhi. And therefore satyaha. That was real. Vyavarika drishtya. Vyavarika ghatapatadi. Therefore bheda also is satyaha. Brahma drishtya abheda eva. But vyavarika drishtya satyaha means not mithya. So that is the example. Yad opadikam na bhavati, tat mithya na bhavati. Is it clear? Then, ataha eva, therefore alone. Because of this logic alone, yatra yatra upadi nibandhano bhedaha, tatra tatra mithya eva saha. So wherever, because samanya vyapti is what? Yat opadikam tat mithya. Whatever is upadika is mithya. And therefore, yatra yatra upadi nibandhano bhedaha. In whichever place the division is nibandhana based on upadhi. Upadhi means some extraneous factor. This medium of manifestation. Conditioning factor. So wherever there is a division based on upadhi, tatra tatra, in that case means what? Ghatakasha mathakashayoho. Mithya eva saha. That division is mithya. Is unreal. Means what? When division is based on upadhi, it is mithya. When division is without upadhi, it is satya. Now the question is that the division of me and Ishvara, is it mithya or satyam? For that we have to ask, is it based on upadhi or based without the basis of upadhi? If the division between me, the difference between me and Ishvara is without any reference of upadhi, then division is real. And if division is real, I can never become Paramatma. Nahi anyasya anya bhavapattihi upapadyate. It's not possible. A cannot become B. That's a very interesting thing in Vedanta we say. A cannot really become B. A will continue to be. If A, you say A becomes B, we will ask this question that whether A is retaining its A-ness or not. If A is retaining A-ness, then how can it become B? It has already A-ness. It has not become B. And if A loses A-ness, then A is not there to become B. Therefore, A cannot become B. That's a very nice thing. You cannot intrinsically become anything else. And therefore, Jivatma is different from Paramatma without reference of Upadhi, then difference is real. And if difference is real, then forget Jiva cannot become Paramatma. Forget about becoming Paramatma. That is why Dvaiti, they consider difference is real. Therefore, they don't say we become Paramatma. He said we will remain Jivatma only. Only thing we will get the Ananda of Paramatma. जो भगवान का आनंद है ना वो आपका आनंद बन जाता है. You want Ananda only, no? So why should you become Paramatma? You just enjoy. वो सबको मना देते हो बच्चे को मनाते हैं आपको तो मिठाई चाहिए ना बस खा sweet you want you enjoy. All right. But if the difference between Jiva and Ishvara is based on upadhi, I am consciousness and I appear to be Jiva because of this individual upadhi, and Ishvara appears to be big because of Maya upadhi. Ishvara also is consciousness, but consciousness appears to be Ishvara because of Maya upadhi. Then the difference is only based on this upadhi. Real difference is not there. Since based on upadhi, the difference is, therefore difference is not real. And therefore, being mithya, I can dismiss it by knowledge. If the division between me and Ishvara is real, it cannot be dismissed by knowledge. The difference is unreal, therefore it can be dismissed by knowledge. That is what one of the main siddhanta of Advaita Vedanta. That what you are seeking, that alone you are. You are what you are seeking. Otherwise you can never attain that sought as yourself. Alright, therefore here this idea by Anumanam it is given that Veda between Jivatma Chaitanyam and Paramatma Chaitanya is Mithya. Alright, so keep saying that I am existence consciousness. I am shining existence. Is a very nice way of thinking. I am shining existence. Chamakta Astitva. I am shining existence. And in me shining existence, there is no smallness or bigness. In existence, there is no smallness. It's a very nice way to think. In existence, there is no smallness. There is no bigness. There is no victory. There is no defeat. There is no good. There is no bad. In existence, there is no good or bad. So I am that shining existence in which there is no goodness, there is no badness. There is no superiority, no inferiority. There is called, what is called Shashita or Shashaka. I am not the ruled one. nor I am ruler. Ruler ruled is in Upadhi. I am beyond being ruled and ruler. So we keep seeing this fact. Then there is no bhaya. What will happen? What will happen? We have so many fear. If this happens, then what? Then what? Frightening. But if I keep saying I am this shining existence, then there is no problem at all. Where is the problem? What is problem? Problem is something which you don't like to have. If people say, no, someday I like problems. Why do you like problems? Because I want to develop my faculty. And therefore, it's not a problem for you. Like you go to gym, it's not a problem. Even though in gym you achieve some target and you strain yourself, still you don't say it is a problem. Therefore, problem is not a problem when you want it. Problem is a problem when you don't want it. But when you see yourself to be this existence consciousness, then there is nothing what you resist. Because there is nothing which I can brand as what is called favorable, unfavorable. For me, existence consciousness, nothing is favorable, nothing is unfavorable. And therefore what? Abhayam pratishtham vindate. The person becomes abhaya. All right. बीच बीच में ये देख लेना चाहिए. In between we should see this so that we are seeing, we are studying Vedanta to own up the freedom. Okay, next one. Upamana pramanam is a bhoo language, okay? Bhoo language means very simple way of presenting Upamana. Yatha bimba pratibimbayoho bhedaha nitya tatha jiva brahmano. This is a really Anumana way of saying. But he puts in a same thing, he puts in a Upamana format. Yatha. So wherever yatha tatha comes, it is Upamana. That is the definition he is keeping in mind. Like this. Whenever like this comes, just as. So wherever just as comes is Upamana. That's how he is presenting. Okay. So okay, it is useful. And because this is the popular concept of Upamana. So he says, Yatha, just as, Bimba pratibimbayoho bhedaha mithya. Just as the division between the original and reflection is unreal. Why? Because when the mirror in which reflection is there, that when mirror is not there, what happens to the reflection? We say, pratibimbaha bimbena eki bhutaha bhavati. The reflection becomes one with the original. That's a very nice thing. When you are looking at the mirror, your reflection is there. When mirror is gone, somebody, your friend took away because he also wants to see. So your mirror is gone. Then what happens to my reflection? Reflection goes back to Bimba. It means it was always one with Bimba. It appeared to be different. And therefore, Bimba pratibimbayoho bhedaha mithya. Mithya does not mean not experienced. The bheda will appear. I am here and pratibimba is there. Therefore, bheda will appear. Bheda is really not there. Bheda means division. Division between the original and the reflection is mithya. Really not there. Because pratibimba becomes one with bimba. Tatha. Similarly, jiva brahmanoho api. We have to understand what? Bhedaha mithya. That's what we have to supply. Similarly, the division between jiva and brahma is mithya. So jiva is what? Pratibimba sthaniya. Brahman is what? Bimba sthaniya. Brahman is original. Jiva is pratibimba, reflection. So jiva is my appearance. This jiva, I, Mr. So and so, Swami or Brahmachari or a Grihastha, male, female, all this is what? Is only my pratibimba. What really I am is Brahma. What Brahma? Satchidananda Brahma. Satyam Dhanam Anantam Brahma. So between me, Brahman, Bimba, and this Jiva, this Pratibimba, is the division between the two is Mithya. I appear to be Jiva. I don't become Jiva. Bimba appears as Pratibimba. Bimba does not become Pratibimba. So Pratibimba and Bimba Bheda is Mithya. Yeah, nice way of seeing that all jivas, they are my reflections. In Haridwar, you will see many temples where they will put some mirror in such a way that you will see hundreds of reflection right side, hundreds of reflection left side. There is one attraction. One vigraha will be there in between, center. Both sides there will be some mirror and put in such a way that you will see hundreds of reflections, both sides. So Bimba is one, the Pratibimba are many. I, Brahman, am one. My reflections are many. How nice to see that all are nothing but my reflections. So one reflection shouted at another reflection. That's how it is. The reality of that, one reflection complimented another reflection. That's all. That's all is not a problem. Compliments is always welcome. Shouting you have to remember. But you have to remember during compliments also, so that you will be able to remember that. You cannot have double standard. That when somebody praises me, that time I become Jiva. And when somebody criticizes me, then I would like to become Brahman, but I am not able to. You will not be able to. You cannot have double standard. So when praise is there, that time also I understand it is the Gunaha Guneshu Vartante. There's a one reflection is one reflection is interacting with another reflection. Alright. So just as Bimba Pratibimbayoho Bheda Mithya Tatha Jiva Brahmanoho Api Mithya. Alright. So here Bimba Sthaniya is Brahma, Jiva Sthaniya, the Pratibimba Sthaniya is Jiva. Alright. And if you want to bring Ishvara, then we say between big Pratibimba and small Pratibimba. Huge mirror is there, small mirror is there. So I am called Jiva when I am reflected in small mirror. I am called Ishvara when I am reflected in big mirror. But the original is one and the same. Okay, next one, Arthapatti. Mahavakyaihi Upanishadsu Jiva Brahmanoho Abheda Eva Nishchitah. By Mahavakyas. Mahavakyas means Jiva Brahma Ekya Bodhaka Vakya. The sentences revealing oneness between Jiva and Ishvara. Otherwise called Akhandartha Bodhaka Vakya. The sentences revealing indivisible reality. They are called Mahavakya. By these sentences, Upanishadsu, in Upanishad, Jiva Brahmanoho Abhedaheva Nishchitaha. The non-difference between Jiva and Brahma is well ascertained. By Mahavakya, it is said, you who appear to be Jiva and Ishvara, both are one. Tattvamasi, Prajnanam, Brahma, etc. Jiva Brahmanoho Abhedeva Nishchita. And what is our experience? Our general experience is, I am different, Ishvara is different. Veda pratiyate. That's why in fact we say Ishvara, when we say, always say up. In Hindi also they have expression Uparwala, above, the one who above the clouds or above. So our general feeling is what? I and Ishvara are different. So Bhedaha pratiyate. But Upanishad is telling that Abheda is the truth. By Mahavakya, Abheda is revealed. And my experience is Bheda, division. Now further Granthakara says, यदि प्रतीयमानः अपि भेदः वस्तुतः न मिथ्या. He is putting vastutah na mithya. If experience division is really not unreal, that is what will be the meaning. If experience division is really not unreal, we can put it in different way also. Yadi pratiyamana bhedaha vastuta asti na mithya. That is a better way of saying. So to make it, it is simple. Otherwise, we have to say what? Experience division is really not unreal. Means the experience division is really there and it is not mithya. So we will understand in this manner. Pratiyamana api bhedaha vastuta asti na mithya syat. And if it is not mithya. If the division between me and Ishvara experienced, if it is really there and it is not unreal, then Mahavakyehi abhedaha na pratipadyeta. Then by Mahavakya, the non-division would not be presented. If the division between me and Ishvara is real, then Mahavakya, Tattvamasi, etc., by them, abheda, non-division would not be presented. Why? Because Shastra being Prabhana cannot reveal something which is not true. Shastra reveals what is true. The Shastra is supposed to reveal what is true. What is not true, Shastra cannot create it. If Veda is really there, it is not mithya, then Shruti, Mahavakya cannot dismiss it. If Abheda is not there, non-difference is not there, then Shruti or Ishvara cannot reveal it as a fact. If Bheda is really there, Shruti or Ishvara cannot negate it. And if Abheda is really there, Shruti cannot dismiss it. Because Vastu Tantra, Jnanam is Vastu Tantra. Jnanam depends upon the reality, depends upon the thing which is there. And therefore, if really Bheda was there, Abheda was not there, then Mahavakya would not have presented Abheda. Pratipadyate tu, but it is presented by Shruti. Tasmat, therefore, Arthapatti Pramana, by the means of knowledge in the form of Arthapatti, presumption also. Jiva Brahmanoho Bhedaha Mithya Eva. Therefore, Bheda between the Jiva and Brahma is unreal indeed. And here Arthapatti Pramana means what? Anyathanupapatti. Otherwise not possible. What does it mean here in this context? Arthapatti Pramanat means Anyathanupapatte. Means Bhedasya Mithyatvam Vina Mahavakyasya Anupapatte. Or Mahavakyena Abheda Pratipadananupapatte. So without Bheda, the division being Mithya, the presentation of Abheda by Mahavakya is not tenable, not possible. So Bhedasya Mithyatvam Vina Mahavakyasya Anupapatte और Mahavakyena Abheda Pratipadananupapatte. So there is untenability of this presentation of non-duality by the Shastra in case the division was not Mithya. Shastra presents and therefore it must be, Veda must be Mithya. Here you can see the Shrutarthapatti this is. And Shrutarthapatti works only when I have got Pramanya Buddhi in Shastra. Otherwise you may say Shastra by mistake it might have told you. That problem is solved. Swamiji said like this. So we can say he was telling wrong, something wrong. Then problem solved. Then we will not go. Therefore, Shastre Pramanya Buddhi is anivarya. It is unnegotiable. Arthapatti Pramanam will work only when Shastra Pramanya Buddhi is there. So, two Pramanas were given. Now, three Pramanas have been given. One more, Anupalabdhi Pramana. Very, very creatively he gives, which we'll see in the next class.
Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om